Welcome to Small Business Saturday Shout Out. I'm your host, Alicia Couri, and today we have two amazing guests with us today. Unfortunately, our third guest is in New Orleans and they have no power, so she's unable to make it, but we are going to reschedule her. So on today's show, get ready. We're going to talk about an amazing women's conference coming up in October, as well as how do you get more clients by relating to them more. So stick around and stay tuned. Hello. Welcome to Small Business Saturday Shout Out. I'm your host, Alicia Couri. And if you haven't yet, please invite someone to watch this with you. Just go ahead and hit that share button and invite someone to take a look at this while you are here watching with us. So today, I want to say welcome to those of you who are watching on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on Twitch. Hello, and welcome to Small Business Saturday Shout Out. If you are not yet a member of our Facebook community, if you have a small business and you're not yet a member of our community, please go on over, and it's going across in the crawler at the bottom. Become a member of our community. It is facebook.com/groups/SBSSO, Small Business Saturday Shout Out. And in that group, we do a multitude of things to help you promote and advance your business, including this show where you can come on and shout out your business with everyone. So we have masterclasses. We also do online networking events, virtual networking events, so that we can get to meet each other. But we have an opportunity in that group, in that community, to share what we have going on, share our businesses with each other, and collaborate, which is so important. In fact, in our networking group, when we have our networking events, we do have a chance to collaborate. So happy Saturday to you. I know you're watching in the group. Facebook blocks out your identity. So if you can just tag it at the end with your name, that would be great. Hey, Tamara, nice to see you. Here on Small Business Saturday Shout Out. I hope you go over and join the group. And then for those of you who have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go over to youtube.com/C/Alicia Couri to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And on that channel, we have a lot of really amazing things. Cheryl is watching, and you can connect with Cheryl at cheryl360.com. Cheryl is an amazing business owner. So yes, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go on over there right now and just hit that subscribe button to our YouTube channel. And in this show, there are 3 ways for you to get a shout out for your business. And the first way is to become a guest, which is what we're doing today. I'm interviewing 2 guests. So if you would like to be a guest on the show, we do have openings. So you need to check out our page. Just DM me, just send me a message, because we do have a form that you can fill out to become a guest. If you're interested in becoming a guest, so just send me a DM and I'll send you the link for the form. But you can become a guest on the show and get a 15 to 20 minute interview with me here live on the show. The second way to get a shout out is to do a 30-second commercial. So you can either come on live and give your 30-second pitch, or you can send me a pre-recorded 30-second pitch, and I will play that for you during the breaks between our guests. And the third way to get a shout out, which is the easiest way, it's going across the bottom of the screen, is to put your name in the comments. Send a comment with your name, your business name, what you do, and where you're located, and any other information you'd like to share that we can put up on the screen and share your business and give you a shout out between the breaks as well, between the guests. So that is a way to get the 3 ways to get a shout out on this show live on Saturdays. So I would like you to connect with me if you haven't already. You can connect with me as well. Just go to alicia360.com. That's ALICIA360.com. And there you can connect with me on all social media platforms, as well as check out my website if you're interested. So those are some easy ways that you can connect with me. This show is really for small business owners to get exposure for your brilliance, and so that your clients can discover you. They would like to know who you are and what you do and how can they be a client of yours. So if you are a small business owner, you have a small business, or you would like to start a small business, join our community, join our group, get some more information, and then you can always come on the show here and share your amazingness with everyone else out there that you're trying to attract in your business. And as a matter of fact, later on today, we're going to talk to someone who can help you attract more people into your business. So it's great to not just watch the show, but be a part of the community so you can connect with people here on Small Business Saturday. Shout out. So this show is sponsored by Alicia Couri Inc. and Red Carpet CEO. Alicia Couri Inc., we are a boutique consulting firm that specializes in developing audaciously proactive leaders and teams using brain science and people data to get results. And Red Carpet CEO is our media arm, and we do shows, podcasts, videos, and also train you to get on media. So we are sponsoring this episode of Small Business Saturday Shout Out. If you would like to sponsor an episode of Small Business Saturday Shout Out, send me a message and I will have you as a sponsor to the show as well. So now, with all of that said, that mouthful said, I would like to let you know about who I have coming up next. So my guest coming up is Arleen Lambert, and I want you to stick around because she has an amazing women's conference that she does annually. This will be the 4th annual women's conference, and we're going to talk about it. So stick around. Sorry about that. My finger was a little trigger happy. So Arleen Lambert, I want to tell you about Arleen Lambert-Simons. Arleen Lambert-Simons. And Arleen is the CEO and founder of Early Education Link. Mrs. Lambert-Simons is a coach, consultant, speaker, and social entrepreneur. She owns a home childcare business for almost 20 years and is a strong advocate for children and families. Arleen is also passionate about helping women reach their potential. And with that, she's founded and organized and hosts the annual Women Empowering Women for Excellence Conference. The conference's sole purpose is to encourage and assist women with a holistic approach using 4 golden pillars: self-awareness, leadership, financial stability, and health and wellness. And I am so honored to welcome to the show a friend of mine, Arleen Lambert-Simons. How are you today, Arleen?
I am wonderful, and it's truly a pleasure to be on the show today. I'm looking forward to it.
Yay! I know, and every year you have this amazing conference. I've been a speaker at last conference. I was a speaker at but I've been kind of helping you to pull things together for the last couple of years for this conference. And it's really an amazing, amazing conference. So what inspired you to do this?
One of the things that really inspired me, I grew up in Trinidad and Tobago, and I was the first girl. I'm the third in my mother's children. And I will come up with these really great ideas. And every time I would go to my mom, hey, let's do this, she will speak to my older brother and he would say, no, Eileen is a girl. She can't do that. And I've always heard that. And I'm like, is it wrong to be a girl? And I said, how many of us have suffered through experiences like that? That you want to do something, you think you can do it, and always believe that it cannot be done. And I decided, like 4 years ago, I'm like, you know what? The time is right. I felt within myself at that time, this is the moment that I need to tread out and set and do the things that I assumed that I
That you
was
could not
born
do
to
it.
do. Yes.
That's wonderful. There's so many things that hold us back, and I know that that's something that you are really passionate about, helping women to break free and break through those barriers, those invisible barriers that we've put in front of ourselves to stop us from doing the things that we want to do, and that's based on your own experience. So why the four pillars? What did that what is the meaning of that for you?
Well, these four pillars are things that throughout my life I truly believe held me back from one accomplishing one goal or the next. And like I said, I am an advocate for children. I believe myself to be a leader in the community when it comes to child care. But basically, when you care for children, you actually care for families. And to provide that leadership, I realize it starts with me, who I am as a person. So it started with me being self aware of who I am. And once you know who you are, then that determines your leadership style. And to be a leader, it's not about just owning things or doing things on behalf of other people, but you have to model exactly what you want to preach. So, in
Mhm.
order for you to stand up and do exceedingly and abundantly what you need to do, you have to be aware of self. You have to know, you have to be financially stable, and you must take care of yourself before you can be a leader, or all these attributes supports your leadership.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Self-awareness is that number one thing that can really advance you and open up some more doors for you, because when you become aware of those things that you believed that were holding you back, and you're like, wait a second, nothing's really holding me back but me, then you can start making strides towards your dream and your goal. And that's why, I guess, that's why you had me talk about self-awareness last time, because I had a big self-awareness moment. So Bernadette says, welcome, Arlene. Your message, love your message. That was Bernadette Ford. And then Patricia Rogers says, hello, ladies. So hello, Patricia.
Oh.
So you have decided to do this conference at no cost to the participants. Um, Again, bold decision that you've made, because again, you're really passionate about education, right? So what was the decision to not charge for this conference?
Because the persons that needs to hear the message generally don't think that they need the message, or they cannot afford to pay for the message. So I want to make it affordable for everyone, because if we would capture just two women within the conference to go out and fulfill their dreams, it means we have already done our jobs, because those two women that goes out will impact other women's life. It sometimes
Yeah.
only take one person to create a great impact. So hence the reason why it's free. And I believe that some people see the value in what I'm doing, because I actually received a phone call and said, hey, Arlene, I have myself and someone else is going to donate, and we're going to contribute towards the conference. So I have individuals who will actually donate towards the conference. So it's coming at no cost to me.
Right. That is wonderful. And Deborah Harris is here, and she said, "What a blessing." Debbie used to go to our church, by the way, Arlene.
Okay.
Just throwing that in there. But that is that's so amazing. So if you are interested in sponsoring this event, if you're interested in helping other women get this message out, please, you know, get in touch with Arlene. And let me share Arlene. The best way to get in touch with her is to go to her Facebook page, Early Education Link. So you can get in touch with her if you're interested in finding out more about the conference, or if you're also interested in sponsoring the conference, so we can send it out to more women. Please contact Arlene. So Arlene, when is the conference? How can people find out more? How can they join?
Okay, so the conference is set to be hosted on October 16th. How they can find out more, we will be putting out more information on Facebook. My personal Facebook page is going to be on the Early Education Link Facebook page. And we are in the process of doing the fly with all the speakers, and it's going to be on Event Link as well. Eventbrite, I'm sorry.
Right.
Potentially by next week.
So, and this happens every year. And again, can you share the 4 pillars with us again?
It's self-awareness, financial literacy, health and wellness, and leadership.
Because we all need all those 4 things. We need those 4 things in our life. So I'm going to flip the script a little bit, and I want you to tell me what your superpower is in those 4 pillars. So what is your superpower that brings all those 4 things together?
I would say I am a connector. I can see things, I can see value into people, and I can plug things in. So with me being a plugger or influencer, I believe my superpower is to engage and to support individuals.
That's awesome. Yes, that is awesome. So connecting others, not just connecting them to each other, but also connecting them to the information that they need so that they can learn and grow and be more productive and fulfill their dreams. Because the conference name is
Women Empowering Women for
for
Excellence.
Excellence.
And
Exactly.
this year's theme is Position for Purpose.
Ooh, position for purpose. So women empowering women for excellence, position for purpose. You need to position yourself for your own purpose so that you know that you are in the right place, doing the right thing, and getting the right results.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the speakers that you have coming up?
Okay, so far I have you who's going to be with me starting the conference, as we're going to be talking about the 4 pillars, and we will be introducing the speakers. We have Marlene Bryan. She is excellent. She is the author of Live a Diamond Life, which is great. She will be speaking on self-awareness. We have Michelle Crum, who's going to be doing our financial literacy. I saw her at Beauty Weekend, and she spoke about finance. And I'm like, she has to be the one. That's the speaker there. And in leadership, we have Commissioner Duns from Lauderhill. She will be speaking on leadership. And at the end of the conference, or towards the end, we're going to have a panel with all these powerful women speaking and talking about their experiences and what they have gone through to get where they are. And then we have House Representative Robinson will be joining us in that conversation as well.
Excellent. Some powerful speakers coming up at this women's conference. So it's Women Empowering Women for Excellence. Make sure you check out Arleen Lambert-Simons on Facebook, and also her Facebook page is at Early Education Link. So make sure you check that out as well. So I have two more really quick questions for you, Arlene. One is, what has been the impact? Because this is the fourth one that you're doing. What has been the impact that you've seen for hosting this conference and having women show up in it to attend it?
The impact is the feedback I get from the women. People have gone out, started their own businesses, felt compelled and to do things that they would not normally do. So when I hear that impact, it means that what we're doing are actually affecting change, creating a new narrative for women in this space. And
Yes.
the good thing about it is not only influencing women right here in America, but because it's on an online platform, we have people viewing in from Canada, Trinidad, and all around the world. So I'm just loving the fact that I'm just one of the connector that are influencing women around the world.
That's powerful. That is powerful, because before you went online, before the pandemic forced you to go online and virtual, because we had many conversations about how do I do this.
Yes.
So yes, it's being live streamed, definitely. And once the link is available, you can also check out, I will also be posting about it because I'm one of the speakers. So once you see, if you're following me at all, I will have that on. This is a live conference, yes, Patricia, and it's online, and more details will be coming out. So we will make sure to have that link ready for you. Arlene had to shuffle around a couple speakers, so it wasn't ready for today, but it will be forthcoming soon.
Yes.
And if you follow me, if you're on with me, you will get, I'll be promoting the link too. So I'm one of the speakers and I'll be promoting it. So you will definitely see it if you're following me. The last question I did have for you, and I think we were talking about the impact, because the impact it has been amazing. The last two conferences have really been phenomenal. Like I said, I was a speaker at the last one. We did get tremendous feedback because once the pandemic forced us to go online, it opened it up, and there were so many people from all over the world that did join in to participate in the conference. So I encourage you, regardless of where you are, October 16th, what are the times?
It's from 9:30 to 2 p.m.
9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time on October 16th. So mark your calendars for October 16th, 9:30 to 2 p.m. It will be the Women Empowering Women for Excellence conference. And I'm just trying to type and talk at the same time. Because I didn't have this loaded up already. So Women Empowering Women for Excellence conference, 9:30, October 16th, 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. So I hope to see you all there. And don't go anywhere, Arlene. I have another guest coming up, but I do want to chat with you after the show. So if you have any last words, Patricia wants to know, are there any speaking opportunities available?
Well, you can definitely contact me and we would see.
Yes.
Definitely.
Give her reach out to her and Dr. Patricia Rogers. Yes, it is Eastern time zone. Dr. Patricia Rogers, reach out to Arleen Lambert. She is in the Small Business Saturday Shout Out group. So reach out to her and find out about speaking opportunities that might be available still for the conference. So thank you so much, Arlene. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And I will keep you all updated as to what is happening with this conference and how you can invite many more people to attend. Yes, Dr. Patricia, ask and it shall be given unto you. All right. Thank you so much for being a guest, Arlene. I look forward to seeing you on October 16th.
Okay. Okay.
So that was Arleen Lambert. Again, it is Women Empowering Women for Excellence conference coming up on October 16th from 9:30 to 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm just super excited for her and for that conference because it is changing lives and it's helping women who get the necessary information that they need, who may not be in a position to invest in getting that type of information. Again, the 4 pillars are self-awareness, financial literacy, leadership, health, and wellness. Those are really important things for women to be able to embrace in their growth. And hi, Tarnisha, nice to see you. The women to embrace and in their growth and development. It is an online conference. It's going to be virtual, so you can join and from the comfort of your own home. So Women Empowering Women for Excellence, you can just do exactly what you're doing now. Just hop on a link on the computer and watch and enjoy. So thank you so much. Now, I want to share, is there anyone who wants a shout out? Is there anyone who wants to put their business information into the chat? Leave me a comment with your business and let me give you a quick shout out before I bring up my next guest. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds to do that. And in the meantime, just let you know that this show is sponsored by Alicia Couri Inc. and the Red Carpet CEO. Alicia Couri Inc. is a boutique consulting firm that specializes in developing audaciously proactive leaders and teams using brain science and people data to get the results that you need for your business. And the Red Carpet CEO, we are the media side of the business that has podcasts, web shows, produces podcasts and web shows, as well as teaches you how to get yourself in the media. So I have right here, Tarnisha, you're saying the right Start Childcare Staffing and Nanny Placement Agency. Yes, she has a nanny placing agency childcare staffing and nanny placing agency. So you can check out Tarnisha and just go to www.therightstartstaffing.com. And then we also have, is this query by Maddie? What do you do, Maddie? Maddie Deborah Harris. Dr. Patricia Rogers. She hosts speaking opportunities. If you want speaking opportunities for October, if you are a speaker and you would like some speaking opportunities, go to patrogers360.com and connect with her. She hosts virtual events that you can be a speaker at. And she gives you kind of a TED Talk type of opportunity to speak and share your message. So thank you all for those amazing businesses. And I just wanted to give your business a shout out. So up next, I am super excited to bring on my next guest. And he is a compassion strategist. Stick around to find out more about what that is. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Small Business Saturday Shout Out. I am your host, Alicia Couri. And before I bring up my next guest, I just wanted to share Deborah Harris's business, and I will reintroduce my next guest. So it's pronounced Cure. I apologize. Cure. Cure by Maddie. And she formulates natural bath and body and household items. So if you want natural bath and body and household items, make sure to connect with Deborah Harris. So thank you so much for that. So back to my next guest. I am super excited. This is take 2 with Jason because we had a little bit of a it wasn't even a technical issue. It was a traffic issue the last time he was booked on the show, and we had to reschedule. So I am so grateful to have Jason back on the show. So let me tell you about Jason in 1 second. So Jason Matthews is a long-time student of human behavior, trauma, and communication. He discovered early on that everyone's decisions are based on emotional motivators, and having a desire to understand those motivators creates the foundation for meaningful connections. His goal is to create an environment of emotionally courageous people who fearlessly desire emotional connections with other people so they can create the life they desire and deserve. He helps coaches, therapists, and spiritual practitioners become irresistible and essential by blasting out their limiting beliefs and building deep relationships with their clients and prospects. And I am super excited to welcome back to the show, Jason Matthews. Hey, Jason.
Oh, Alicia, thank you so much for having me back. This is great. And you know what? No traffic issues this time.
No traffic issues this time. Woo-hoo! I know. It's so funny because he was messaging me during the show. I'm stuck in traffic. I don't know if I can make it. I know.
If you can see that the vein that's in my forehead was pulsing because I was like trying to get back here as quickly as I could, realizing that I was missing everything. I was missing the festivities, and yeah, it was not a fun time.
I know, but you know what? That's why I love doing the show, because it's my show and I'm flexible and I can bring you back if I wanted to. So
and for that we appreciate you.
I live in Miami, so I understand traffic all too well. So, and you're in California.
No, I'm in Calgary, Alberta, actually.
You're in Calgary. You're in Alberta. So you're Canadian. We have our Canadian here, over here. We're international.
We are, yes.
You're in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the traffic is like. So apparently it is kind of heavy on a Saturday. Anyway, we digress. I am super excited because you are the Compassion Strategist. So tell me what that is and how can I get some of that?
So if you think about the way that we interact with other people, we have two ways of doing so. One is by showing how competent we are. And that we do that by having other people believe that we are capable, we are reliable, and we are powerful. That we can get things done and we can be relied on to get those things done as dependably as possible. And that's great, but it only goes so far, because you can be the most dependable, the most capable, and the most powerful person, and yet no one wants to interact with you because you don't have what it takes to make that connection. And this is where the second component is, which is compassion. Compassion is the belief that other people see you as trustworthy, as friendly, and as approachable. And it's by having that sense that other people can say, I can connect with this person, and this person knows their stuff. They can be depended on to get what they need, and I can trust them to take care of me on an emotional level, that I can feel understood, respected, and valued by this person while knowing that they get done what needs to get done.
Wow.
So being a compassion strategist is showing other people how to trigger that in their audience, in their clients, and in their prospects, so that when they're interacting with them, the people they're interacting with say, I can trust this person. Wow. This person has my back, and they are super capable of what they do. So it becomes the most important part that is least talked about. Because many people, men and women alike, they aren't taught you have to be a compassionate person. They're taught you have to be tough. You have to be, you have to know your stuff. You have to be willing to deliver at a moment's notice, and you have to be on point all the time. These are all parts or all characteristics of being capable, of being competent. And so we're so focused on how good we are at doing what we do, we miss out on that human aspect of showing how compassionate we can be when we interact with others, so that other people can say, I not only relate with you, but I trust you. You are approachable enough for me to want to be vulnerable and open when we interact, so that I can really tell you what's going on, and I know that you can help me.
Wow.
So that's what a compassion strategist does.
So it's really steeped in emotional intelligence. It's getting that emotional intelligent part of you and raising that level of emotional intelligence.
I think it goes deeper. Emotional intelligence is great. Well, I like to use the term emotional awareness. And emotional awareness is the ability to not only know what emotions are needed, but to be able to detect them in yourself and in others. And this is this is something that I show as being one of three areas. The emotional awareness is the most vital part. It starts with that. And only when you are able to be aware of the emotions that you have and understand what they mean, what they are, and how to use the language necessary to identify them. When you are able to do that, that's when you're able to connect better with other people, because we all feel the same emotions. We all react to things the same way. They may be different experiences, but the emotional reactions are all the same. And when we can identify those and say, okay, this is what I was feeling, so this is what someone else is going to feel as well, and we can name that for them, it really makes us or makes that coach, therapist, or spiritual practitioner the most powerful person in the room, because they've been able to label the labelless.
Right. Yeah, it's really making tangible that intent, that feeling. You're absolutely right. And putting substance to it in a way that people can now connect really strongly to.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And like I said, this is the first part, because there's three parts to this. There's the emotional awareness, and then there is the social interaction. And this is the ability to take that emotional awareness and make a curious discovery of someone else using the emotions that you know you have within yourself. And how do you translate that in your interactions with others?
So give me an example of that, just so we can bring it down to really a relatable level. Like if you have a case study or something that one of your clients has gone through to help them be more relatable in that way.
Sure. So I've been working with this client who has worked a long time as a psychic, and she was wanting to get more into coaching. And so I was working with her on that. And one thing that she realized was she was really great at talking at people and being able to just tell them what they needed to know. And she wasn't getting anyone to come back for further interactions, and she had no idea why. Turns out what she was doing was she was really triggering a lot of negative emotions in them that they needed to process, and she wasn't able to identify those emotions. As soon as she was able to work with someone and understand what they were going through, that there was a frustration, that there was a bit of shame, a bit of guilt or resentment that was going on because of what she was coming up with, and she was able to label it, the defensiveness that they had came down, and they became much more open to discuss what was going on and with them, so that she was able to get more information on how to not only discover what the issue was, but how to overcome it. So it became more of a collaborative talk rather than just informative.
Like,
and
I'm
really
just not talking at you anymore.
Exactly. It now becomes working with that person's emotions. And when you realize that we are all emotional creatures who decide to be logical, you realize that it's a much easier way for us to interact with each other emotionally. And it's only when you take a second to label your emotions, because our emotions have been around for millions and millions of years.
Right.
But
yeah.
the thinking part of the brain has only been around for like a couple 100,000, a million at most. So you've got a much more ancient part of the brain which stores our emotions. And then we have this thinking cognitive piece, which is responsible for our ability to communicate, but doesn't necessarily understand the emotions until we take the moment to find out what is going on and then put a label to it.
So we're talking about self-awareness, right, Arlene? We're talking about self-awareness. You got to be self-aware.
Yep.
Back to what we were talking about before. That is really powerful because you're absolutely right. That lizard brain back here, then that brain stem has been around a long time, and it triggers a lot of stuff for us that we may not be able to articulate or identify. And so what you're doing is helping your experts who are expert in what they do, but identify what those triggers are for their clients or their potential clients so that they can draw them in and have a deeper engagement with them. Is that
absolutely
okay? Making
Yep.
sure I'm getting this all together.
Right.
So your company is Relatum,
Yes.
and the website is relatum.com, RELATEM.com.
Correct. And
All right, so people can go to your website and check you out. I have across the bottom all the ways that you can connect with Jason. So Jason, tell me, because you do all this amazing work, what do you think your superpower is?
my ability to label emotions, really. That is the superpower that I have. And I consider it a superpower because not many people take the time to do that. I mean, they ask themselves, why did I do that? Or they make a decision and they don't understand what caused them to want to make that decision in the first place. Mm-hmm. So by having that by being able to label that emotion, it gives them that sense of control over what caused it and how they can better modify their emotions moving forward.
Right. So they're not still stuck in that looping pattern of belief where they're just subconsciously reacting to something instead of really now they have awareness around it because it has a name, it has been labeled, and now you've brought it into your consciousness and you can slow it down enough to make a different decision when that comes up. So when you're triggered, I recognize that. That's my shame button being pushed. And I don't want to be shameful about that anymore. So guess what? I'm making a different decision. Instead of reacting, now I can respond to that.
Absolutely.
Perfect. So you told us about a client of yours that you've worked with. Can you share 2 or 3 really valuable tips that our audience can walk away with that can help them identify their emotions?
Yeah. So one of the best ways is to just take a moment and ask this one question. If I knew what my emotions were trying to tell me, what would that be? And by asking that question, you force your brain to either invent or to discover the answer that's already inside. And because our brains are built in such a way where a question that starts with what or how must be answered. And so whether it's during your waking hours, when you ask a question and you have a fit of inspiration, okay, I know what that meant. Or you go to sleep at night and you have a dream that answers that question for you, you're going to get that answer. Mm-hmm. And I said that it's either going to be discovered or created, because if there is no answer available, your brain will actually create an answer that solves that question. And that way you always...
I want to stop you just for a second because you said something really profound, that if you ask yourself a what or how question, your brain will figure out a way to answer that question, whether it is like researching in the recesses of your memory, or it'll make it up. It'll create something that satisfies the answer to that question. That is huge.
Yep.
Wow.
And it works through understanding it's a 2-part process. It's cognitive as well as emotional. And so but when it feels right, that's when you usually get that bubbling up sensation that people talk about, that gives them that fit of inspiration to then take action because it just feels right. and they want to do that. So another tip would be to, when you're interacting with someone, a great idea is to label why. And this is different than asking why. Asking why questions, a question that start with why, actually is a very defensive type of question. It causes a person to raise their defenses and to want to be more disposed to being argumentative, because they feel like they have to defend themselves or defend their decision or whatnot. Even if it's harmless, a why question will always feel more intrusive than a what or how question.
Ooh.
So
that's a writer downer.
Yeah.
A why question to your audience is always going to feel more intrusive than a what or a how question.
Correct. Which is why you want to ask a what or how and label why. And the reason why you're labeling is you're making a statement that starts with it sounds like, it looks like, it feels like, or it seems like. And you're going to start with that, because then it kind of tests what their motivation was in that moment, and they can try that on, rather than saying why did you do that, saying it seems like you did this because. And so a person can either confirm or deny that, say that's right, or they can say no, that's really not correct. And then you can, because there was no you weren't invested in that, because you started with it looks like, it sounds like, it seems like, or it feels like, you can then say, okay, well then why don't you tell me what it is that caused you to do that? So it's more inviting for a discussion, rather than trying to feel like you're accusing or trying to make someone defend why they do what they do.
That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Are you guys interested in that? I mean, leave a comment, drop a comment, and tell me if these tips that Jason is sharing with us, if that's helpful to you, because it's huge for me. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, how can I ask different questions now? Because don't ask why questions to people, because it makes them defensive. So that is a great tip, especially if you're talking about your yes, in the group they say very absolutely yes, and very interesting. This is very informative. We have comments coming in. It's how, the reason I love this, it's not being manipulative at all. It's being in service to someone else, because you really want to get to the root of the issue, so that you can, as the service provider, solve that issue for someone. But if you ask a question that's going to put up their defenses, and I know, because people try to sell me all day long on stuff, and I feel when my guard goes up, as soon as they ask me a question that I don't like how they're asking me, my guard goes completely up. I'm like, I'm not going to let you sell me. Mm-hmm. I'm not letting you sell me right now. So being able to ask the what and how questions, and say those statements again that you said. It seems like.
So yeah, it seems like, it looks like, it sounds like, or it feels like.
Feels like. It seems like, it looks like, it sounds like, and it feels like will help you better communicate, or allow your prospect to communicate with you, than if you just ask them why. Why don't right?
It's the difference between me asking you, Alicia, why did you start this? And the moment I ask that question, you have to, the first question you ask yourself is, am I doing something wrong? Have I done the right thing? That's the very first thing that comes to mind when someone says, well, why did you start this? It's like, am I doing the right thing? Mm. So there's that, it instigates just a moment of doubt.
Yeah.
And that taints the entire conversation, whether you wanted to or not. Mm-hmm. Instead, if I ask, so what is it that inspired you to start this?
Yeah.
That's going to cause you to reflect back to the time when you felt like this was absolutely necessary for you to start, and what you wanted to achieve, and then sharing that.
So I'm going to ask my questions differently now too to my guests, because I'm not going to ask them, why did you start this? going to ask my guest, why did you come up with this? So, yeah, Deborah says that's good. And we have someone in the group saying definitely resonates with I believe this is Cheryl. Definitely resonates with everyone. This will prevent you from blowing up relationships. So I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jason. This has been really insightful. I'm so glad that you came back to the show.
Me too. I'm so glad that I was able to come back to the show.
Yes.
It would have been great the first time around too.
I know. It actually was good the first time around. So anything else you'd like to share with our audience in the final moments of our show here?
Yeah. So the last one that I wanted to share is huge. And most people miss this. And they miss it because of our egos. And that's the difference between that's right and you're right. So when someone says you're right, what they're really saying is shut up. they're saying, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm done with this conversation.
You're right.
Okay, you're right, whatever.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
We love that because, oh, hang on. It's live.
Yes.
Okay, so with your right, we feel like, yeah, we were right. Excellent. I was able to prove my point, but no one cares. No one cares what your point is. No one cares if you were right or not. Absolutely, there are zero people who care other than you whether you were right or not. The most important thing is that someone believes that your point of view is their reality. And the way you get that is through that's right. When someone says that's right, it means that what you are suggesting, what you are presenting to them is true for them, which means that they can get on board with how you perceive the world, and what you are suggesting to them is true for them. And so they're more likely to want to go along further on that journey with you and find out what else you have in common. It's a great way to be able to build rapport by having someone understand that you get them. And they know that by saying that's right.
Wow. That's huge. That's huge. And it's so true how we communicate. We have to learn how to communicate really effectively. It's not always something that is innate or instinctive. You know, there are ways that we can still learn and grow in our communication styles and the words that we use and how we show up to really engage with people. So we had another comment saying this definitely resonates with me. I'll go back and look at the replay. I came in halfway through the interview. Definitely go back and listen to the whole thing. So Jason, I so appreciate you being available to share all these wonderful nuggets with us today. And for anyone who's looking to get in touch with Jason, again, he works with coaches and spiritual practitioners. And who am I missing, Jason?
Therapists, coaches, therapists, and spiritual practitioners. If you are one, a coach, a therapist, or spiritual practitioner, or like the other viewer said, if this resonates with you, if this is resonating with you, I will encourage you to get in touch with Jason on Instagram. He's _compassion_strategist. His email is jason@relatem.com. That's RELATEM.com. And Facebook, it's relatem.coach. So check out Jason. His website is relatem.com and get some more information about his wonderful techniques to help you communicate more effectively, become more compassionate with your audience so that you can draw the right people into your practice and into your business. So thank you so much, Jason, for being on the show today. Thank you so much for having me. This is a pleasure.
You're very welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited. This was such a great show today. And like I said at the beginning, our guest, Tanya Villar, is in New Orleans. Just continue to pray for the people of Louisiana who Hurricane Ida, and not just Louisiana, all across from the from Louisiana all the way across to the east that were affected by Ida. Just continue to pray for them as the flooding and the destruction have taken away homes and lives and businesses, and our hearts go out to them. So again, she could not be on. She doesn't have any power right now. So I will have her back on another show to talk about what her business is and her event coming up. So if you enjoyed the show today, thank you. Drop a comment, say, let us know that you enjoyed the show. And again, Arleen Lambert was our first guest, Arleen Lambert-Simons, talking about the women's conference coming up on October 16th. It is Women Empowering Women for Excellence. I will be a speaker, so come on and join us. For more information about that conference, just keep your eye out on at Early Education link, or you can come, just keep following me. I will continue. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Continue to follow me, and I will give you all the information about that conference coming up. Dr. Patricia Rogers says, good information, Jason. Yes, good job, Alicia. Thank you so much. Deborah Harris says, thank you. The program was so informative. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And so if you want to get in touch with Jason, who just dropped boom, 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 some real huge nuggets for us today on the show about communication and compassionate communication. How do we really empathize and step into our clients' shoes and really communicate with them on their level and be able to enroll them and let them know that we do care by identifying and labeling those emotions that they're feeling so that they can feel heard and appreciated. So connect with Jason. Again, it's relatem.com, RELATEM. Yep, relatem.com to connect with Jason. And I hope to see you again on another show. Don't forget, and I'm going to put it again across the crawler. Don't forget, if you are not a part of our group yet, go to facebook.com/groups/SBSSO. If you have a small business, it can be brick and mortar, it can be virtual, it can be digital, it can be home-based. Just go to that group, join our community, get involved, get engaged. We do have masterclasses that we've done in that group. We also have, we just did last week a networking event, virtual networking event in that group. And it's an opportunity to meet other business owners, talk about your business freely, promote what you're doing freely, and also collaborate with other business owners. So go to join that group. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go to youtube.com/C/Alicia Couri and subscribe right now. Just go over there right now and subscribe. Just do it. I got a lot of other content. I have the podcast, another show, and next week, Tuesday, I'm super excited. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about because next week, Tuesday, I am launching my new show. It's called Love My Body, Love Myself. And I am super excited for that launch. It is going to be on Tuesday, the 7th at 6 p.m. We are launching that show. So please come on and join us and be a part of that movement. It's Love My Body, Love Myself, all about how do we really self-love, how do we love ourselves, treat ourselves right, and take the time to really grow and increase in our own awareness, and so that we can be of service to others at a higher level than we are right now. So that's what that show is all about, and I want you to join and be a part of it. Patricia Rogers, again, she is, let me give her a quick shout out, speaking opportunities for October 14th. Entrepreneurs Living the Dream 2021 is her conference. Reach out to Dr. Patricia Rogers at patrogers360.com or 786-515-5015. There you go. You get a shout out, Dr. Patricia Rogers. Yes, thank you for the hugs. Congratulations. Love My Body, Love and love myself. Loving your body is imperative. It really is. And loving yourself is imperative too. Congratulate. Thank you, Tarnisha. So that's it for the show. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being such an engaged audience. I really, really appreciate it. It makes this so much more fun when you guys comment and are involved and interacting in the show with me. And I will see you guys on Tuesday for the launch of Love My Body, Love My Show. Mwah, 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 mwah. Continue to be thank you, Deborah. Continue to be a force out there with your business, inspiring, encouraging, and sharing, and giving great service to those out there with your business. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all for being here today with me. And I'll see you next Saturday for another episode of Small Business Saturday Shout Out.